Hi, I'm Lowell Joseph Gallin, and I'm here with our guest for this interview, Yaffa Moser, at the Jerusalem Theater in Jerusalem. Yaffa is a photographer, and she has an exhibition here of photos she's taken of the Yam HaMelech, the Salt Sea, popularly known as the Dead Sea. It's not the Dead Sea, it's the Salt Sea, but unfortunately, because of some changes in the ecology over the last years, it may be very well on the way to becoming the Dead Sea and no sea. So, Yaffa, what can you tell us about the ecological disaster, if I have it right, in progress at the Yam HaMelech, the Salt Sea, which is on its way to becoming a truly Dead Sea?
Well, what's happening now at the Dead Sea is that on one hand the sea is drying up because there are no new water sources that are coming into the sea except some of the rain mostly and how do you say it?
Rainwater and water that used to come from the Jordan.
Now, the Jordan, it's already doesn't come there for quite a long time because it was diverted, and the water now is shared by Palestinians, Israelis, and Jordanians. And on the other hand, of course, the sun dries it very quickly, but the other problem is that around the tourist area where the hotels are, the sea is flooding the beaches because they built an artificial basin, a pool, to enable the tourists that come to the hotels to get to the water. And as there is salt accumulating on the bottom of the sea there, the water rises and floods the beaches. So there was a problem, and they were thinking of moving the hotels from there, but lately they reached an agreement with the Dead Sea plants, and they will remove the salt from the bottom. So that's how it is. On one hand it dries up, on the other hand it floods, and but it's a pity because there isn't anyone really that takes care of it right now. Hopefully that it will solve some problems.
Is it the same problem on the Jordanian side of the Dead Sea, the Salt Sea, as it is on the Israeli side?
As far as I know, it's exactly the same problems, and as I understood, they are taking care of the salt, so the water doesn't rise as much as it does on our side. But it dries on that side as well.
What about the issue of pollution of the Yam HaMelech, the salt content is so high, everything is dead in there. Unless I'm not mistaken, there are some small fish which can live on the edges. There is some life. There's no life.
There is no life. That's why it's called the Dead Sea. But in the northern part, there are some fountains, water fountains. It's called Enfeshcha.
With fresh water.
Fresh water, and that's they have fish living there.
What about the issue of pollution? If I'm not mistaken, again, raw sewage flows out from the back of Jerusalem down through wadis, even today in the year 2012, in a supposedly modern city. Is that true? It flows directly untreated into the Dead Sea.
Well, I don't know. I didn't investigate that part, so I don't know. I have no idea. But I know that the part of the Jordan River that used to go down to the Dead Sea is polluted.
What is it polluted primarily from? Agricultural pesticides and fertilizers that are used in the farm areas along the Jordan River?
Probably, and sewage water and things like that, because that's what it is.
So the sewage is flowing untreated or not treated enough from towns and villages along the Jordan going up to the
I don't know
Sea
how
of
much
Galilee.
really it reaches the Dead Sea, but I really didn't investigate the pollution problem of the Dead Sea. I mean, I just checked what's happening with being dried and flooded.
What do you think of the proposal for a Med-Dead canal to bring water from the Mediterranean to the Dead Sea. Would that help? I've read
Well,
very conflicting comments on that.
Well, that issue was already, well, I don't know, they've been talking about it for 30 or 40 years, but nothing is happening. As far as I understand from someone that I spoke to, that there is a problem of mixing the Dead Sea water with the sea water. They don't mix, so that's why they are looking for another solution.
So the Med-Dead proposal is pretty dead at this point.
As far as, yes, because later they were talking about bringing water from the Red Sea, not from the Mediterranean.
Not from the Red Sea.
Yes, but they've been checking whether they can blend the water, and it doesn't blend. There is a problem. It doesn't blend. The seawater doesn't blend with the Dead Sea water, so it might either sink or flow. I don't know exactly the problem, but it doesn't work as they expected it to work.
Could you tell our viewers a little bit about the Dead Sea as a center for medical tourism for people coming from all over the world? What's so special about the Dead Sea and the climate around it?
Well, they have all kinds of industries there. Where first of all, they have tourist industries. People come there because it's beautiful and it's nice, and you can float in the water. But the minerals that are in the water, they probably can heal some kinds of skin diseases, and that's why they have lots of tourists coming from Europe to heal there for a week or two. And it helps.
In Germany and Scandinavia, the health plans pay for all expenses paid tours for health plan members who have psoriasis and other skin conditions. All expenses paid. The Yam HaMelech, the Salt Sea, now becoming very dead, is the lowest point on Earth.
Exactly.
It's the lowest point on Earth and has completely unique geological and ecological conditions found nowhere else. Even when one is on the bus going to the Yam HaMelech, we like to go to the Ein Gedi Spa, where for it was 50 shekels, you can spend the whole day there. The moment the bus passes over French Hill and down towards the Jordan Valley, you can feel the difference because the air is filled with bromide. Bromides will calm you down and make you feel that you have a peaceful, easy feeling like you're in California. So when you get to the Dead Sea, you feel very good. It's good for people with asthma. As a child, I had asthma and allergies. They're mostly gone away now. And in the Ein Gedi Spa, for example, which is down near the water, but again, as Yaffa said, the beach keeps receding, so when you want to go in the water, there's a long road and a walkway and a little choo-choo train with a driver who takes you back and forth. They have sulfur baths, which are very unique because the water isn't piped in from anywhere. It comes directly up from the ground. So when you go sit in a sulfur bath, it's coming right up from the earth into the baths. And it certainly makes me feel good. So, Yaffa, the photos that you took, did you take them over the last few years, or is this a recent project?
No, I've been following the Dead Sea for 5-6 years now, and I started to take pictures then. And the last ones in this exhibition were taken 2 months ago. And you can see the changes. Some of these pictures, they show things that don't exist anymore. Either the water dried up or it overflew. So, yeah, it's a project, and I will continue to watch what's happening there.
What originally, as a photographer, what originally caught your interest? There are so many interesting places in Israel to do a photographic exhibition about. What caught your attention about the Dead Sea in particular?
I think it's a very unique place in Israel or in the world, and I think that it's not only unique, but it's a national treasure, and I wanted to raise the issue of the place, because in my eyes the place is not well taken care of, and it's like dying in front of our eyes. And I thought that maybe this exhibition will open eyes of people that care.
You grew up in Israel. You were born here.
I was born in Israel. Right?
So you remember the Dead Sea when it was quite alive, before these changes started taking place.
Of
As
course.
a child then.
Well, not as a child, but I remember in the 70s when you went down to the Dead Sea, the road was along the water. If you go down the Dead Sea today, the road is so far from the water. You can see the changes, and it continues to change rapidly.
These changes for the worse have been taking place, would you say, over a 40-year period, or not that long?
Yeah, 40 years, and now I think it changes even faster, because it's now already 10 or 12 years that they have no water source that goes into the Dead Sea, which helps the drying up. That's the problem.
So if one had no political or economic limitations, what would be the right way to bring the Dead Sea back to life?
I think that they should find a solution to continue I don't know, maybe the Jordans should go back. I don't know, they should find a solution to keep water coming into the sea, because the sun is stronger than the rain.
So it's very simple then, that if the rate of evaporation is greater than the rate of water flowing into the Dead Sea, it's going to dry up. It's not very complicated then. And so what you're saying is that as the water flowing in from the Jordan River has been reduced, the rate of evaporation exceeds the rate of water flowing in, so it's disappearing.
Yes, and they have also these Dead Sea plants where they how do you say it? They use the Dead Sea for all kinds. They use the minerals for agriculture, for all kinds of industries, and they build all kinds of pools. And I think, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I think that's what makes it even faster, the evaporation. But maybe I'm wrong.
The industrial plants,
yes,
which
exactly.
primarily are from Israel, does Jordan also have them, or it's
yes,
mostly
on both sides.
Both sides.
Both sides. I'm sure that it's a pity. I think that something should be done, because it is a national treasury, and I don't think that, I think it's being used by a private plant, and I don't think that they pay enough the country for, I mean, they don't share all their profits correctly.
Well, Yaffa, thank you very much for this interview, and we hope that you had a successful exhibition here at Jerusalem's Jerusalem Theater, and we hope that our viewers will go to your website and see your beautiful photos of the Dead Sea, and that you'll come to visit Israel and go and sit in the sulfur bath and go and sit in the water. It's very good for you. Yaffa, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ari.
And thanks to our viewers for watching.